Okay, welcome back to the show. It's been like 100 years since I posted anything. I think the last video I posted was about these sweet frickin' Gecko Coilovers. Somebody gave me a comment like, come on bro, it's been like a year, you should post an update. I love the shit out of these Gecko Coilovers. They're freaking awesome. This is kind of my unofficial follow-up to the Coilovers. I want to give you an idea of the fitment. I did roll these fenders just a little bit. I mean, it could be tighter, but you know, when you're aggressive driving, there's that lovely straight pipe. Kind of scabby. With the 8.6, I'll do a better job. See the adjusters inside there. My Bamboo's little skate deck. I rolled the other fender a little bit more than I did this one. They're not very well balanced. I was not happy with how low the coilovers were at first, so I took them apart and I cut an 1.1 1/8 out of the tube to make the front a little shorter, and then in the back I took the whole adjustable aluminum ring out. It's just the springs on the spring perches with the spring rubber dampener thing up top, and just sitting on the spring perch on the bottom. I wrapped the bottom of the springs in some of that silicone self-adhering tape just to minimize any noise. That got it to the height that it is, and they are absolutely bottomed out. I cannot get them any lower without further modifying something. But the subject of this is these rear axle bearings. This might be one for replay, but on decel they go, this one specifically goes boop, 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 boop.
The rooster says.
These rear axle bearings goes boop, 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 boop. So I knew it was bad. This axle comes out of here, various seals and whatnot. I've already got the outer race off, but I've got this sleeve, which here's the new one. Here's the sleeve, here's the inner race, and here are the new bearings. These suckers are stuck on here like you wouldn't frickin' believe. Let's move over to the workbench. Check this out. All right, so the first thing is I built this thing here. It's supposed to be a rear axle bearing puller, and it goes on the deal like this. Wait for it. And then with that on there, I got something to grab up top with the press, and I can hook the hooks onto the bearing races. The outer race just cracked right open and came off. Next plan, we're gonna flip the thing upside down, and then I've made this little deal, a little bit of sacrificial business. This lip right here, there's just not anything to grab there. I'm gonna weld this in place onto the sleeve first, which should heat this thing up pretty good, giving me some thermal expansion. The puller comes down on, bolts into place, throw it up into the press, and apply some pressure. All right, I'm all set up. I've got the press loaded up, ready to go. I don't know if you can see it very well, but where that sacrificial deal touches the edge of the sleeve is right in line, so I'm gonna weld one side, rotate it, weld, get it lined up, apply some pressure, and see if we can't figure this out. And yeah, I'm realizing I'm kind of just going about this probably the hard way, but kind of stubborn at this point. So let's just see what happens. Moment of truth. Come on, let go. Let go. Not gonna do it. Damn it all to hell. Yep, it's getting cut. In the world of aftermath, you can see my welds. I mean, they got a piece of it. Try science, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Well, when science fails you, just get a bigger hammer.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
The thing I want to be careful of is I don't want to ding up this plate. So I'm gonna use a little bit of farmer weld here, AKA zip tie. Best friend on planet Earth. I've used these for years, thinking like, you know, whatever. recently, same Harbor Freight, bought a pack of these. That is no lie. In fact, I'd say it's conservative. I've been rocking this like semi-busted cutoff wheel for easily 3 times longer than one of these basic bitches lasts. Not sponsored, but could be. Those Hercules cutoff wheels are pretty badass. So let's go ahead and try and cut this off without ruining ourselves. Loud noises. Come on, sucker. And I did get the axle a little bit. Jeez, that motherfather was tight. All right, I'm gonna work on this for a second, not make you watch the whole gruesome deal, see what happens next. Went over to the anvil with my chisel, gave it a smack, and I mean, obviously you can see it's come away, but there's a little hairline crack down inside there. I didn't get into the axle anymore. So there you go. I guess that's what I'm gonna do from now on, is knowing that this tool steel is brittle, just cut through far enough and then give it a good smack with the chisel and it ought to split. So good times. Here she is. I haven't given you much of a look at the old gal, but that body panel needs some work. I think I'm just a month or 2 away from Messy Garage Bana. It's rebuilt and almost put back together. You can see the hell that is my life. But that bad boy, that is a kooky axle out of an A86. Douchebag with my hat on backwards. Sorry, it just doesn't. So that axle is got the original wheel bearings in it, and I'm gonna have to do those. So I figured a little bit of discovery on this axle, even though it's gonna come out in a couple of months, is kind of worth it. Oh, it's locked for good reason. Check out those bad boys. They're MX5 seats. They sit a little bit further back and sit a little bit lower, so my head doesn't hit the ceiling anymore. I get used to it, like when you hit bumps going like this. Exactly like that. Bump. So you don't hit your head on the headliner. Bump. But anyway, those new seats sit down about 2 inches lower, which means I can wear a helmet whilst I'm in my car, which I don't know about y'all, but if you don't wear a helmet on the freeway, you probably should. Bump. Just kidding. I'm actually gonna autocross this thing this weekend. My first time. It just makes me nervous. I haven't made any videos about it because I've never done an engine swap in my whole life. I've pulled an engine and I did a VTEC head on a EK Civic, but that was same engine out and back in. This is a whole different ball of wax with relays and whatever, but it's gonna be freaking awesome. If you don't know, it's a 4AGE and it ought to make about, I mean, I don't know, like 115 horsepower. I know that doesn't sound like much, but compared to the 70 in this beast right now, it ought to be a pretty good, fun little deal. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna get the new wheel bearing put in. I'm just gonna do the one side. And if it sounds better, then it sounds better. And if it doesn't sound better, then I'll do the other side as well, because I did buy 2 bearings. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. And scene.